This man is suing his roommate because his roommate's girlfriend has moved in and hasn't left. He thinks they should be splitting rent 3 ways. I'm Drew.
Drew who?
And this is the case of the day.
So Ken and I, we went to college together. We were in the same fraternity. And we didn't really hang out that much while we were in college, but we both knew upon graduation that we wanted to go to San Francisco. I'm studying for the LSAT. He's working on video game development, and we decided to room together. You know, the first year went really well. We decided to split the rent 50-50, split the utilities 50-50. It was going really great. And so great, in fact, that we decided to re-sign. So we're in our second year of our lease here in San Francisco, and that's when he met Jenna. And I have no problem with Jenna. I have nothing against her personally, but ever since she's been here, my schedule's been totally out of whack. What happened is she will be here when I'm at home. I'm trying to come home and just relax, unwind on the couch, you know, after a long day of work. And she'll be on the couch watching TV, just sitting around not doing anything. She doesn't have a job. She's a musician or something. And it's really just impacting my schedule. I try to shower in the morning. She'll just be coming in for the night when I'm trying to take my shower in the morning and use up all the water. So much so, in fact, that she's actually raised the cost of our utilities since she's been here. And so naturally, you know, I brought this to Ken. I said, look, if she's going to stay here, she's going to be living here, essentially, she should pay the rent as a roommate. And I brought this up to him, and he just wasn't having it. Every month he says, you know, she's my guest, she shouldn't have to pay for this, X, Y, Z. And I really know that I deserve to get this rent from him.
So your position is, if now that you have a third party, the rent should be split 3 ways as opposed to 2 ways and give you a break?
Yes, Your Honor, including utilities.
Okay.
I actually have it broken down for you to see as well.
Okay.
What I did was I took our regular cost of rent, that's $2,600 total, $1,300 each back when we were just living together. I then split that into thirds instead, so that's $866 per person. And based on that, she hasn't paid any of the $866s for the past 4 months.
She's been there 4 months?
Since I brought it up. I brought it up for the 4 months ago. And now,
that's when you made the request?
Yes, absolutely. And still nothing has happened. And so I've calculated based on those 4 months since I've asked, and he's not done anything about it, for that money back. So that would calculate out to $432 he's been taking from me every month, times 4. And I did that same math for the utilities as well.
Yeah, I'll do my own calculations because we calculate this differently. What's your position, Mr. Mason?
Well, Your Honor, he failed to leave out X, Y, and Z, just threw him away there. So Jenna, she has been staying, but one, not all the time at all. And she covers her weight. She'll clean up, she'll vacuum, she'll wipe the countertops, she'll make sure that everything is clean and tidy. And on top of that, when we re-signed this lease with my old friend now, he had a dog. He decided to get a dog and bring that, a chocolate lab, so a huge dog for a tiny little San Fran apartment. Just, I don't even know why you did that, for one, and you couldn't even look after it. Jenna had to walk it every single day.
So now you have a dog in there and a third person?
Yeah, and he got the dog
still
before.
There?
Yeah.
Why you keep looking at her?
For reassurance.
So you don't even know what he's
Reassurance
talking
about what?
Because Jenna has done so much for us.
You know whether he has a dog or not.
Jenna has done so much for us in the apartment. I just don't
You're
believe.
not listening to me. Does he still have a dog?
Yeah.
When did the plaintiff bring the dog?
When we re-signed the lease.
The second year?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
The dog lives in the house? It's a house dog?
Yes.
Why you failed to mention that?
The dog is not pertinent to what she needs to contribute if she's going to live here.
And why do you mention the fact that he has a dog?
Because
It's a great
that
question.
dog probably wouldn't be alive if not for Jenna. He works every single
What does
day.
that have to do with paying rent?
Nothing, Your Honor.
I'm not talking to you right now.
I believe that from my perspective, it evens out. Everything evens out with her help and assistance in the apartment because she does so much and he just fails to recognize that.
Yeah, but see, doing dishes and cleaning counters and walking dogs are all valuable, helpful roommate habits that you want a roommate to have, but that does not get you out of paying rent. That's not what the lease says. The lease doesn't say if a third person moves in, they don't have to pay rent because if they clean the counters and walk the dog, that's not what it says. So I don't see how this could possibly go for the defendant. I think the plaintiff is right, especially if she's living there all the time, which it sounds like she certainly is. So let's see what she has to say.
Is she working?
Yeah, musician.
So her jobs are at night a lot?
Yeah, sometimes early in the morning, depends on the calls and things like that.
Mm-hmm. So now you have a problem with bathroom time, right? What shift you work? Do you work a regular job?
Yeah, it's 9 to 5.
What shift do you work?
Just
9 to 5.
Yeah.
What shift you work?
Same.
Okay. So you guys had a routine when the two of you moved in there in terms of the bathroom use and who left out at what time the other one left and who got into the bathroom first and all that?
Absolutely. We
so
never
now
had
it's
each other's
creating
way.
an issue?
Mm-hmm. Yes, Your Honor.
It's just one bathroom?
Yes, Your Honor.
I take it she sleeps in his room, but she hangs out on the couch.
Yes, all day.
All day. How does she clean after your mess?
But how do you know she hangs out all day if you're at work?
She doesn't have a job. Where else is she going to go?
I don't know. There are a lot of places you can go. You don't have to be in the house hanging out on the couch. There are a lot of places you can go during the day.
Like walking your dog.
Maybe not all day, but definitely there as soon as I get home.
But the point is, when you get home now, your routine is changed because you usually come home, kick back on your own couch,
Yes.
probably watch sports. Now you come home, she's on the couch watching whatever it is she wants to watch.
Exactly.
And hogging the television.
Exactly.
Helping me with my career, Your Honor.
What does that mean?
I'm a video game developer. She'll sometimes play games on the TV that I've created.
And no one has figured out you can get a TV in your room?
Can't really afford that, unfortunately, Your Honor.
It's two of you. You can't afford another TV? $400. You can get another TV and put in your room. Between the two of you?
She doesn't have a job, Your Honor.
Yes, she does. She's a musician. Musicians work, they're employed. That doesn't mean they don't have a job. They don't have a regular 9 to 5. But let me see how much she is working. Stand up here, Miss Speckler. Come on up. When did you move in?
Your Honor, I did not actually move in. I do not keep any of my own belongings in this apartment.
So then how do you change clothes every day?
I bring a gym bag. I essentially live out a gym bag when I stay there. That is all I keep in the
How
apartment.
often do you stay there? Let's not start this game. How often do you stay there?
I mean, it is several nights a week, and that's only
Several.
because...
That's all.
It changes, though, because your mom and dad, they live outside of town. It's just
Right.
a lot to drive in and out of San Francisco,
So she stays every night.
No, it's not every night.
Let me explain the law to you with respect to roommates and landlord-tenant law. You signed an agreement for a lease that said it was two of you, that you would split the rent equally. Whenever you add a third party, a fourth party, a fifth party to a rental agreement that was not there at the beginning, you are in breach unless all the parties agree. You've broken the lease unless all the parties agree. And one of the things you can do to correct it is come to some agreement on who pays what, or you can say you got to leave. He can have her evicted very easily.
I totally understand that, Your Honor.
Okay, so if you understand that, then why don't you try to work something out? Because what he's saying to you is, I'm not going to stay on this lease and pay 1/2 while your girlfriend stays here most of the time and contributes nothing financially. I don't care about walking the dog. Maybe she can charge him for walking the dog. And you put that down to say, okay, your share is $800 something a month, but if you walk my dog, once a week, I'll subtract $20 every time you walk the dog, and we'll consider that as a contribution toward your share. There are ways to do it, but you need to work it out.
Well, it's ridiculous that he's brought me to court for one.
Okay, it's ridiculous to you. What are you going to do now? He's brought you to court. I'm telling you, he has the right to bring you to court. He can ask that she be evicted, or you can start to pay rent and agree to do that. Or you can just say, I'll pay 2/3 and don't worry about it. Let him pay 1/3. And you pay it all since you pay her third since she doesn't have a job.
That's fine with me.
That's fine with me. Well, sure, because he wants to pay a third. But also, he's right. The judge is right. She's there all the time, several nights a week, and walking the dog. It's not rent. They need to have a written agreement, and he's mad they had to come to court. But clearly, that was the only option the plaintiff had because the defendant would not negotiate an agreement because he didn't think that they needed to, I guess. But again, that's not how it works when you're leasing an apartment. And the judge is completely correct here, and she's definitely gonna rule for the plaintiff. The question is, though, Judge Maybelline does a lot of partial judgments, I've noticed, where she kind of splits the baby. So I'm curious to see how she narrows this one down.
But you can't stay there every day, and you can't stay there. Anytime you stay more than 2 or 3 days a month, that's considered that you have a tenancy. You've established a tenancy.
Okay.
So now you need to work it out. Now, he asked you 4 months ago to work this out, and you haven't, right?
No, because she's done so much.
So I'm going to order that you do. Now tell me what's your choice. Work it out.
Okay.
Move. What?
I'll pay 2/3.
Okay.
I have 2 months left on this lease. I've already been robbed out of 4 months worth of a share for a third freeloader, if we're being honest. I really just want this.
And you know that
just to
woman's
carry
not a
on.
freeloader. You know that's his girlfriend, and you know how that works. If you had one, you want her there too.
So is your dog a freeloader?
Ma'am,
I buy my dogs food.
ma'am, the two of you are not going to go back and forth. in my courtroom like that. That is not being very adult-like between either one of you. And she's not a freeloader. That's her boyfriend. And he's allowed her and offered her to stay at his place that he shares with you. The two of you need to work it out. But if you only have 2 more months on this lease, it's just about out anyway. So one of you is going to have to move. Because you definitely won't sign a new lease agreement with him, will you?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay then, so judgment for the plaintiff. For the remaining months of the lease, the defendant is ordered to pay 2/3 of the rent. That's the order of the court.
I'm sorry I had to do this, Ken, but you left me no choice, and I'm just glad the judge made the right decision.
It's okay. There's 2 months left. You'll get your money.
The judge didn't say anything about $1,844 in the ruling, just that the next 2 months, maybe that's the back rent. I guess that must be what it'd be for the past 4 months. I was going to say it didn't seem right that she didn't rule for the last 4 months, just the upcoming 2 months. But I guess she did? That's not very clear. Either way, though, clearly these two are not going to get along anymore. And don't you think it's interesting when people name their kids a double name? It'd be like, his name is Brian Bryant. It'd be like being named Herbie Herbert. I don't know what goes through people's heads sometimes when they're filling out that birth certificate form. Anyway, what a mess. And the judge was right on this one, I think. She was there all the time. And when she was like, is your dog a freeloader? Yes, by definition, dogs are freeloaders. My dog is a freeloader. All dogs are freeloaders because they can't do anything for themselves. They're just precious little angels who depend on us for everything and give us nothing but love and sometimes lots of frustration in return. Anyway, what'd you think about this one? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching with me.